Hi guys, I'm going to have a look around the garden. I haven't been out here properly for a couple of months. It's kind of a winter garden tour. I know I've got some spring things starting to poke through, so I thought we'd have a look around together and see what's going on. The whole place looks like a bit of a disaster zone. There's a lot of rubbish and things that have blown in and things that have been blown over. If we look more closely, under here there's some chives starting to pop through. This edge here certainly needs cleaning up, but there's definitely some green there in those strawberries. And in this tub there's some daikon coming through. Also, really surprisingly, there's some carnations in this tub. So last year when I was working in the coffee shop, we put carnations onto each table, and the glasses that they went in were really shallow, so we had to cut the carnations down. And one of the weeks I brought home loads of the bits that we off-cut and stuck them in a pot. They didn't really come to anything, but they have now. So this is the pot they were in, and you can see how overgrown it is. But look at this. On the end of this one, carnations! I can't believe it. It's been really cold recently as well. Let's just show it. Doesn't look like anything's happening when you look more closely. Quite a bit going on in here. So over into the main bit of the garden where I grow the vegetables, there was some calendula there, so I'm hoping that's dropped loads of seed heads and should still come up. The ground's a little bit wet, so I'm not sure about walking on it, but at the edge there there's some purple sprouting broccoli still coming up. And over on the other side, oh, I'll just go in and show you. Over here there are two rhubarb crowns, and we're definitely starting to see some signs of life on those, which is quite exciting. I did plant 2 rows of broad beans. They poked through the ground well before the end of last year, but they're starting to put on some growth now. The ones at the back though are looking like they've been nibbled quite a bit. This inside row is doing better. So looking at the garden from the back, you can see all this muscari down the side, which is waiting to come out. And in here is my chamomile path. It needs sorting out. It needs separating a bit, thinning out in places, and maybe even weeding, but it's doing really well. We have had a few frosts. It still smells amazing, and I just love it. You can see it's a bit patchy. Some of it has died out. It's just near the end down there, but most of it is spread so much, considering I think I only put, I can't remember, I think it was 12 plants that I put in here. 2 years ago it must have been, but now you can see how wide it's grown, and there were small little plug plants that I put in. I'm really impressed with that. I've actually still got a row of potatoes in here that we just didn't dig up last year. I'm definitely going to buy less potatoes this time around. Behind me are the fruit bushes. It's also kind of a catch-all for where people's recycling kind of gets blown to, so I need to sort that out. But the fruit bushes have got buds on them. So I've got black currants and gooseberries, which I can't quite seem to focus on there, but there are buds on it. And this is my fig tree, which looked like it was dead. I really thought that nothing would come of it, but it does seem like it's got some buds coming on, which I'm very excited about, because this is going into the 2nd year now, or is it the 3rd year? I'm not sure, but it was just a cheap one that I got from Wilkinson's. I'm hoping it might put on some fruit this time around. And here in this back corner, so that's the remains of a winter Halloween pumpkin, and then I've got quite a few primroses which are coming through, and the cyclamen which are coming through. These cyclamen came out of one of last year's baskets, the hanging baskets, and I put them in. And also in here there are some hyacinth bulbs, and I think that's them there, and they were the force hyacinths that I had in the glass jars in the house last year. Yes, and there's another one right there coming through. So there should be a nice patch of colour here. It's kind of like the wetter woodlandy area with the mulch, and then the shade under the tree and the compost bin. It's just a bit damper there, but those things seem to thrive and do really well. So that is my little update on the plot for now. I'm not sure what's going to happen in the spring if we're moving. If we are moving, let me know the best way to transplant these things, particularly the chamomile. I really want to move that with me. I know it's probably not the best time of year, but if we don't move, then I'm looking forward to getting lots of plants into this ground for the coming season. Thanks for watching guys, and I'll see you again soon. Bye bye.